Hello everyone, Silent here. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing the world tour and world download for Whispercraft Season 1. This was our community fan server for over 9 months, and at its peak it had over 100 people on the whitelist, so there was always a ton happening on the server at pretty much all times, and it was really a great time. So this is going to be more of a highlights world tour because of course there was just so much happening and so much stuff on the world. I can't possibly cover it all, but I'm going to be going over a lot of the big community projects that we did and also a lot of the big and amazing bases that were built on the realm. So hopefully you guys all enjoy that. Real quick, all of the world download information is going to be at the end of the video. I'll put a timestamp if you guys are interested in that. And of course, the link to the world download is in the description box down below. One thing I do want to say is that we just reset Whispercraft for Season 2, so that's why I'm doing a world download and world tour, of course. But anyway, starting off over here at World Spawn, we have the actual spawn, which is this block right here. We have some slime blocks here because of bugs, and then we have our main community hall right here, or like town hall, and then also the mailroom. Not too much to see in these besides general information. Moving around to this side, we have the main hotel at spawn, which all of the newcomers can move into until they get settled or find where they want to properly base. And then to the side of the hotel, we have our sign mountain. This is really kind of an awesome thing that just started on some of our alpha and beta realms. And this is basically where everyone that's played on the server can just come place down a sign. And as you can see, there are a lot of signs. Each one of these signs here represents a person, and there's actually some really funny ones on here. If you do download the world, I definitely suggest like reading some of these. I've fallen over laughing several times reading all of these. So this is a full map of the spawn district, of course, and as you can see, we have a few different districts laid out. So we have the main shopping district up there, which we'll check out in a little bit. We have a reserved district, which was supposed to be overflow for shopping, but we never quite used it. And then we have the spawn district right here, which is where we are currently at, of course. And the other biggest district on the island is, of course, the gaming district, which didn't quite get filled in, but it is what it is. There's still some fun games over there. So this entire main island right here, you might have guessed, is actually a huge mushroom island, and the entire thing was converted to grass by all of the realmers. That was a very big project, and was honestly, it took a long time. And one more thing I do want to say is that this map is actually upside down, so someone took the time to take all of the maps and flip them around in the item frames. So this is north and this is south. I don't know what they were thinking, but it's really funny because you know that had to take them like a long time. So moving on to the shopping district now, there are just a few builds here that I really like. My favorite, of course, is the chicken. You have to have the chicken as your favorite. You're not allowed to have another favorite. There's also, of course, the massive slime shop with a not centered entrance that is fully automated and fully redstoned out, so you can like drop in whatever payment you want, and your slime balls or your slime blocks will, of course, be kind of dispensed into those chests there. Really awesome, like fully redstoned shop. And then we have Pistoncio, or however you say it, and this is actually a lovely little shop. Like, this one is legit awesome, and it's basically a cobblestone generator, so you can break it and the nose just keeps on regrowing. I don't know if it's really a shop per se, but it's still like a really awesome thing in the shopping district. And yeah, this is pretty much like one of my favorite shops. Next to the giant mushroom, we also have a lovely log shop by Trusty Spoon. And I don't know what it is about this place, but this just looks so lovely. Like, it's seriously just one of my favorite builds. I think it's gotta be the greenery of the mushroom island that really makes everything in here just really pop. And then here is Epic's Nature Shop, another kind of cavey build, but really awesome. It was decorated out for Halloween, and Epic is probably like the best builder on the server. I don't think anyone's gonna really argue that point too much, and we'll definitely check out his base later on. But yeah, this place is looking very cool. You can buy all the different like nature things that you like. We got like random different flowers and just basically all the things. And it's really cool. So that's about all there really is for the spawn island. So we're gonna hop through the nether and check out all of the different bases on the server. As soon as you step through the nether, you're greeted with a fantastic nether hub that we did a community build competition for, and Epic is actually the one that designed this nether hub. Overall, pretty awesome. We have ourselves a little ghast captured there in the center as well, always keeping an eye on you, as they do. But from the center portal here, it goes off in all of the directions that you can need, and then people just kind of share portals linking up to all of their different bases. I be rowing, I be rowing, I be rowing, and what is that? What is that shadow? We're gonna have to get a little bit airborne for this one. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the huge ship that OPTIMUSIME has spent many, many months and pretty much our entire desert and our entire mesa building. This thing is absolutely massive, and it goes all the way up to build height. It is seriously insane. There's a sheep sitting over there. Moving on, I can't say enough how awesome this thing is. I mean, just imagine living next to this thing. Imagine living on that one little island over there. You wake up in the morning, you look out your window, and you just see this massive thing just hovering there. Just ominously. It's honestly beautiful. I want to see what the engines look like. Oh, that's really good as well. This thing is probably, I gotta say, it's gotta be one of my favorite builds on the server. It's just the sheer amount of dedication that is required to build this. There's a pig up there as well. I feel like that's not intended. The sheer amount of dedication required to build something on this server on this scale, with the amount of realm lag that is always present as well. I'm sure he probably built this at least 3 or 4 times, just due to how many times the blocks that he placed disappeared. This isn't just a pretty face either. This is a fully functional ship, complete with aquarium even. You got yourself a nice villager trading hall in the front of the ship. And then moving on back around, you have yourself a nice villager breeder, bringing all the villagers down. And then you have that fantastic aquarium and also a storage system for all of your bulk farms, along with a bamboo farm, a chicken farm, and also a ton of crop farms as well. And here you can see a little bit of information about the ship, the space battleship Yamato, and you can see it on the map as well. This thing is absolutely fantastic and just seriously, seriously amazing. But be careful, because this ship may or may not be piloted by the literal undead and also a creeper, so definitely not in your best interest to be on the bad side of this ship. And now it is time to cover the epic base that is Epic's base. And this thing is probably the most detailed out of all the bases on the server. There's certainly a lot to unpack here. It is not just this floating part of the base. There's also a ton of stuff underground here as well. And I'm not really sure how to do this justice, because there is just so much stuff to look at. As soon as you come through the nether portal, you are greeted with a line that you shall not cross, which is always good on a public realm. And then you are on top of the floating base, and this is honestly quite nice up here. It's kind of surreal looking over the edge and having just a fantastic little garden, some random sheep over here, a dead spider, all the nice things that you want in life. There's also a nice little terrarium over here, or just like, I don't know, it's just like a nice little greenery dome, looking pretty cool. On the second level from the top, you have the aquarium, and this actually reaches through all 3 levels of the base and is really quite awesome. And there just so happens to also be a phantom in here. Once you're on the bottom layer, you can actually hop right into the aquarium as well and just start swimming around a little bit, which is kind of cool. I honestly always personally enjoy swimming around in aquariums, always a fun time. And then on the opposite wing of the bottom layer of the floating base, which is kind of a mouthful to explain, we have this fantastic drill, which goes all the way into the deep, deep depths of the base. So going down this mine shaft is actually quite the cool experience, because down here at the bottom, there's just this whole like lift going up full of ores and stones and rocks, and really just like very nice terraforming down here at the bottom. Really love these stalagmites? I don't know. Are they stalagmites or are they stalactites? Either way, it's just really awesome looking. There's even like little hidden pockets of lava. So on the surface, underneath the floating part of the base is of course some magnificent terraforming going all the way around, pretty much for the entire rendered area on a realm, of course, and there is just an absolute ton of detail packed into this small area. You can see piles of logs, carts with melons, little houses, a cactus farm, so many little details added in everywhere. It's honestly really, really cool, and I kind of love it. Like, seriously, I love the kind of, messy kind of like area and style of terraforming. I'm not very good at it, but I think it looks really, really nice. This entire area is literally full of details. I saw this random well and was wondering what was at the bottom of it, and there's not just something little down here. Like, there's literally an entire massive cave. Why is my head in a block? Anyway, there's an entire massive cave down here, and it looks really awesome. Like, I gotta say, I am a sucker for this kind of ruined cave feeling. I love this style so much. And this is just done so well. Like the prismarine too. Like, that's something I've never seen done before, but it looks really, really nice. Hidden amongst all the detail is a few random skulls and a keep out sign, and then just one small trapdoor on the surface. And what lies beneath this trapdoor might honestly surprise you. It drops you down into a small, inconspicuous room with 3 passages. Off to the left side is a little bit of a Hall of Heroes kind of deal, where we have a whole bunch of different realm members, me, moderators, and just all kinds of people in here looking pretty fantastic with custom poses, custom armor, and custom weapons as well. Looking pretty cool. Off to the back side of this, we have even more details with a little bit of a forge going on and just kind of a sitting area as well. Really nice. Like, I love how this is all just laid out. I don't know, I wish I could build this good. This is like my style. I wish I could build this. I actually don't know what is down here, so let's see what's up with down here. Oh, hi, another massive room. Surprise, surprise. And here it looks like we have a parkour training course. Oh, this is really fun. Oh, I'm totally gonna be messing around with this. Well, yeah, I'm gonna have some fun with this. I did not know this existed. Dang it, I wish this was my base. Off to the right side passage, we have another just really awesome looking room, and this is the dining hall. And looking pretty amazing. Each one of these hallways goes off to another custom room as well. For instance, over here we have a netherwort growing room. And then we also have an enchanting setup down this hallway as well, which is looking very, very fine. There's even 2 more full staircases leading off of the dining hall, and these go down to little brackets, which is really cool. Lots and lots of beds down here. Can store an entire dwarven army in this base. And then on the other stairway going off of the main dining hall, we of course have these store rooms as well for all the different food and just different random, miscellaneous items. Looking very, very good. And for the final passage leading off of the main small room, we have something actually incredible. A literal full-blown throne room, all out decorated, like tons of detail absolutely everywhere. Looking truly fantastic. Amazing ceiling designs, amazing carpets, amazing statues in the walls, and overall just a very, very nice throne. And now we have Soldier Mom, Country Use, and Minus Acrobats kind of joint base area, and there is kind of a lot to unpack here as well. Kind of starting off with this building, and this looks pretty cool, I gotta say. I don't think it's completely done yet, but even still, there is cake in here, and cake makes everything perfectly acceptable. So I think I'll just eat that last slice of cake. Thank you very much. RAYADIN was here. And let's see what else is in this area. There's a little bit of an interesting like dual iron farm going on, one up in the air, and then what appears to be a secondary one down here at the lower layers as well. Oh, very interesting. I like it. There's definitely a lot of villager infrastructure going on because there are rail lines going everywhere, and actually this entire bridge right here is just a rail line. I'm guessing this is for their villager trading hall and all kinds of stuff like that. There's also a pretty old school slime farm down here at the bottom, and I'm curious just how much slime these really produce. I haven't messed around with slime farms on Bedrock Edition. And now we get to what looks like the main area, and we have a whole ton of different farms in each one of these silos. So there's 6 silos around the edges over here, 3 on that side, and I think 3 on the other side as well. And each one of these has their own little farm in there actually. So we can step into here. You can see that we got storage for all the different farms, a little map of the area right there, and then what's probably some trading villagers as well. Yep, farmer villagers, very fine. So this silo over here has a melon and pumpkin farm going all the way throughout it. This one has a sugarcane farm, which you can kind of see. This one over here has a different kind of melon and pumpkin farm. Interesting. You got dual farms. And then this one over here is a crop farm. And this one over here is also for crops. And so is this one over here. Lots and lots of crops. Very fine. Oh, and here is their villager breeder off on the edges as well. And that's where they're carting all their villagers from to their iron farms. Perfect. So it's just the right distance away. And one thing I do want to say is that I really like this like wall going around the edges. It might not seem all too special, but I don't know, something about it just seems really nice. And also this rail line right here actually goes underwater to the villager breeder, which must have been a pain to create. Underwater rail lines, they're not the easiest thing ever. And then we have SKIMFISHES base, and this is a similar layout that you'll probably see a couple times on the realm if you go exploring. Basically what he's done is he's marked out the entire ticking area, which is what all of these squares are, and he's built his entire base around that, which I find to be really cool. He's got kind of a like six slime chunks over here, which is crazy. No wonder he has so much slime. There's also a guardian farm over there, a dark room flushing mob farm, another mob farm over there, and an iron farm along with like all the different farms. This is my kind of base, just 100% farms. And then there's even crop farms down the center here. Man, there is like so much stuff jam-packed into this one little area. I really, really like it. And he's even got a villager trading hall with integrated storage as well. Nice, Skim, very, very fine. I like the sheer amounts of automation in this base. And you can't show off the base without mentioning the El Opto Bumbo and also the El Bumble over here as well. So I think we can all agree Skim's base had a fair amount of, automation in it. However, DICEMAN has taken that maybe to a little bit of an extreme with the sheer amount of stuff that he has shoved into one tiny little area. He is the main supplier of gunpowder on the server, and you can see why. There appears to be, 7 or 9 chunks purely dedicated to mob farming, which is really, really cool. There's also a guardian farm over here as well, group of guys design, and as you can see, a massive, utterly massive area has been pickled. That is tens of thousands, probably like 30,000 pickles all the way around this area. It looks kind of beautiful though, doesn't it? We got some melon and pumpkin farms and just so much storage. All of these are empty. That was a terrible example, but man, there's a lot around here. So he spammed the entire ocean with pickles, and he also spammed the entire surface with torches. I think this is the most torch spam I have ever seen anywhere, ever. Oh, like every single block has a torch on it. It's just enough to make me laugh and not enough to make me go, why? So this base also has quite a bit of history to it as well, as this base was the cause of quite a few issues on the server for a few months. Anytime that this base was loaded, it would basically instant crash the realm. People got to the point where they were actually using it to create free and open spots on the realm so other people could join. It was a whole thing for a while, and not at all DICEMAN's fault. It's just the game being broken, but it does have a fair amount of historic value in that sense. And next we have RAYADIN and Sweet Angel's lovely base, and they spent quite a long time working on this. There is truly a lot here, and I like pretty much every single bit of it. Like, this entrance area is just very, very fine. I believe this was built by Epic, and it just these like overhanging leaves on the, I don't even know what you call it, but it looks really nice. I just like the garden and the fountain, and everything is just super cool. This building also really fits in pretty well with just the general theme that they got going on with their courts, kind of like electric fence going around the edges. Like, that just seems like the perfect little stone mansion to fit inside of here. And then we have sheep. There is all the different kinds of sheep in here. This is actually kind of cool. You can see all the different like beds and wools and stuff, and you actually got like the sheep just sitting here ready to be sheared. That's actually an interesting design. I don't think I've ever seen one like that before. And then we have loads and loads of farms. We got a kelp farm over here, which uses a ton of bone meal. We got some iron farms and mob farmage going on over there. And then we got all of the nether warts over here. This is what I need on the side of the vanilla. Just tons and tons of nether warts, looking very fine. This is also this lovely kind of underground cave area right underneath the main base. And this is honestly just like a really nice kind of like nook, just kind of hidden away. And then we get to the main base, and this is kind of scary. There's mob heads and dragon heads everywhere. And you can see an kind of overlay of the entire area. As you can see, it's a rather large base with tons going on the outskirt edges. And then we get to the lag central of this base, and as you can see, there are quite a few farms towering above us. We got like, what, 6 or 7 layers of melons and pumpkins, and about 4 layers of crop farms over here. Very fine. As you can see, there is more storage than anyone could ever need for all of their such things, and there's even more on this side as well. Doing very fine. And then on the back side, we got some more villager trading stalls for all of your farmer guys, some sugarcane growers, and even more storage over here. Jeez, way too much storage. Oh, you can see that this entire thing right here is actually a dual sugarcane and also cacti farm as well. Very interesting. I was not aware of that. And then we have Fizz's base, which is in a pretty similar chunk layout that you guys have seen before, but there's actually a lot more going on underneath the surface of this base than you might expect. And also, real quick, there just so happens to be a couple massive maps over there, which you'll see in the lower parts of his base. So stepping out of the nether portal, you end up in this lovely room with the glass ceiling above you, the entire ocean and an entire upper base even above that. And it's looking very, very fine indeed. There is a massive storage system going all the way around the edges for more or less every item in the game, which is pretty cool, gotta say. Never built one myself, but they're always fun looking. And there is that map, as you can see. It is the Black Silence or the Dark Silence, I don't know, but it's a really awesome looking map, I will say. So there's a whole ton of different farms kind of sprinkled around the edges in here, and also a massive villager trading area over here, which looks to be in the works, of course, and even more storage. But one of the main things that's so interesting about this base is the problems that it creates with what is below it. So there's actually around 10 or 12 cave spider spawners in this base, and no matter where you're walking around up above, you'll always be activating at least one of these. So you can see we got like 4 or 5 in this main room right here. There's actually a 6th one right here in this corner, and then a 7th one over there, an 8th over there, and a 9th even. They're really hard to see, but I've heard stories of like 10, maybe 12 even. I don't know, but it's far, far too many. I'm not even sure where these guys go. It looks like they're being elevated up over there. And now I'm on a mission to find out where these guys come out. Okay, it looks like this is the Spider Killer of Doom, and this has caused so many lag issues on the server. It was the running joke for so long that if there's ever any lag, just blame Fizz, because he's likely the cause. Also, I'm not sure why that turned on, but that's interesting. And that's all the highlights I really have to show. Thank you all very, very much for watching. I do hope that you did enjoy this video. Before I leave you guys, I want to cover some information about the world download. So it is, of course, linked down in the description, and the world is about 750 or so megabytes. Which is actually pretty good considering that it was around 1200 or so before I started trimming it. So I deleted pretty much all the unnecessary data that I could, really tried to trim this world as much as I could. So be happy that it's only 720 megabytes. But yeah, basically how you install it on Windows 10 is you just go to the MediaFire website, you hit the download button, make sure you don't click on any ads that say download, because those are a thing that exist. Make sure you click the proper download button. Once the actual file properly installs, finally, then just double tap it and it will automatically install to Windows 10, and then you can start messing around in the world and exploring. I'm not sure how you do it on mobile. If you're playing on mobile, you're just gonna have to figure it out. I've never played on mobile, and if you're on console edition, not much I can say. You can't really download worlds to console edition, unfortunately. However, I am going to throw up a little like plot graph on screen right now so you guys can see the general layout of where people have based in the world. Each one of those red dots is a base, and you can kind of just go there, explore, see what you find, or you can kind of just poke around the nether, go through random portals, and find bases. That's what I've kind of done, and I always explore and find something really cool and interesting. So hopefully you guys have a lot of fun playing in this world, and thank you very, very much to all the Realmers for making Season 1 really, really awesome, and thank you for playing on Season 2 as well. I hope you're all enjoying it as much as I am. It's only been up for a week, but already Season 2 is off to an amazing start, so thank you all very, very much. So if you guys did enjoy this World Tour highlights video, then please do leave a like on the video. This has technically been in the works for about 10 or so months now. And if you guys are new here, maybe do consider subscribing. But please do let me know what base was your favorite down in the comment section, because I'm sure the people who actually built the bases would probably appreciate, you know, a little bit of loving because they spent a lot of time on them. And if you did play on Whispercraft Season 1, if you're an actual Realmer, then do let us know your favorite like times and your favorite experiences on the world. I didn't get to spend so much time on Season 1, so I would love to hear your guys' favorite experiences as well. So leave any and all comments down in the comment section. Of course, I'll be reading them all and replying to a lot of them as well, as always. But again, thank you all so much for watching. I will see you all down in that comment section and in the next video. And then there was silence.